the most self-conscious and self-critical British poets to date. The Romantics justified their poetic experimentations in a variety of prose genres like prefaces, reviews, essays, diaries, letters, works of autobiography or philosophy, or else inside the poetry itself. But they never wrote only for other poets and critics. The Romantics competed in a burgeoning literary marketplace that made room for the revival of English and Scottish ballads, narrative folk songs, transcribed and disseminated in print, the recovery of medieval romances, one etymological root of romantic, and prose fiction ranging from the psychological extremes of the Gothic novel to the wit of Jane Austen's social realism. Romantic poets looked curiously backward to Greek mythology, friezes, and urns, to a distinctly British cultural past of medieval ruins and tales of knights and elves, to look separately and speculatively forward. Perhaps no pre-Romantic author inspired the Romantics more than William Shakespeare, who exemplified what Keats termed negative capability. That is, when a man is capable of being in uncertainties, mysterious doubts, without any irritable reaching after fact and reason. For Keats, a great poet such as Shakespeare opened his imagination to all possibilities, limited neither by an insistent search for truth nor by his own egocentric gravity. The sense of beauty overcomes every other consideration, or rather obliterates all consideration. Drawing on unrestrained imagination and a variegated cultural landscape, a Romantic era poem could be trivial or fantastic, succinctly song-like or digressively meandering a searching fragment, or a precisely bounded sonnet or ode, as comic as Lord Byron's mock epic Don Juan, or as cosmologically subversive as Blake's The Marriage of Heaven and Hell. If any single innovation has emerged as Romanticism's foremost legacy, it is the dominance among poetic genres of the lyric poem, spoken in first person, the lyric one, often identified with the poet, caught between passion and reason, finding correspondences in natural surroundings for the introspective workings of heart and mind. If any collection cemented the legacy, it would be Wordsworth and Coleridge's landmark collection, Lyrical Ballads, first published anonymously in 1798. The collection provokes with its title alone, inverting hierarchies, hybridizing the exalted outbursts of lyric poetry with the folk narratives of ballads. In a retrospective preface adapted for the 1800 second edition and expanded in later editions, Wordsworth set out his polemical program for a poetry grounded in feeling, supplying Romanticism with some of its most resonant and lasting phrases. All good poetry is the spontaneous overflow of powerful feelings. It takes its origin from emotion recollected in tranquility. In our next episode, we shall go to the Poets Direct, starting with William Wordsworth.